go, Hastings. I saw Jermichael Green warming up behind you. Any word yet on if he's able to go tonight? I think he was questionable coming into this game.
I'll ask him. Where'd he go?
Yeah.
Hey, Jermichael. Hey, Jermichael. You playing? No, he's not playing. That's how you do it. You gotta wait for all these letters. Oh, you gotta wait for all these letters and stuff to come out. Just ask the dude.
This is Interesting to See, your daily sports podcast, news, narratives, takes, and gambling. I am Nick. Like, rate, review, subscribe. I think you can see my ugly mug if you watch on Spotify. If you listen on Spotify, you can see my face now. I don't know. Perhaps. Yeah, that was an ESPN reporter asking if a guy is playing instead of just like, I love that. That calls into question this guy. He's doing a live spot from the game. And they're like, did you have any word on whether this guy's playing? He's like, no, let me ask him, though. And he just turns around and asks the guy, hey, you playing? Listen, let's do it again.
He said he wasn't playing. I'll ask him.
Listen.
Where'd he go?
Yeah.
Hey, Jermichael. You playing? No, he's not playing.
I love that. It just shows just how stupid sports reporting is. It's not reporting. It is not reporting. Another good way to find out if a guy is playing is just wait and then see if he plays. What do we want to bet? Like, it's not going to matter that much, especially in basketball, unless it's like Kevin Durant or James Harden or something. Okie dokie. Let's get into some sports ball, huh? Let's get into some sports. Let's start today with the college basketball situation. It is Duke and North Carolina. Something you may have heard is people joking about the fact that they've never played in the tournament before. Like, have you heard they've never played in the tournament before? That's the have you heard joke is what happens when people keep pointing out the same fact, and people who are like really into having fun facts when they get beat by other people. Duke is favored by 4 points. I like North Carolina. I like North Carolina a lot. These are college kids. North Carolina's got nothing to lose. They're an 8 seed. Should have been eliminated a while ago. Maybe. But they kind of handily beat everybody that they played. They took care of St. Peter's, damn it, which all of us were bummed about. But they have nothing to lose. They've already overachieved this year. And Duke, last time they had something to lose, they got annihilated and embarrassed by North Carolina. I love North Carolina. Villanova is a 4-point underdog against Kansas. One of their starters got hurt. They don't play a lot of guys off the bench. They are significant underdogs. Many people who hate Duke are rooting for Kansas aggressively, specifically because they don't think Villanova could beat Duke in the national championship. I'm going to tell you right now, this is going to be boring. I think North Carolina is going to win the whole national championship. I think North Carolina is going to win the national championship. Let's find the... What is this bet? Championship Lockhead Lions. I don't know what that is. I don't know what that is. But I think if you could place a future on North Carolina win the national championship, I think that's what you should do. I think that's what's going to happen. As far as storylines, it's just Coach K, Coach K, Coach K, Coach K. Also, yeah, Blue Bloods, Kansas, and Nova are here. No one really cares about that all that much. I didn't know who Carlos Alcaraz is, but he's the future of tennis, I'm told, by tennis fans, and he just keeps doing crazy shit. I don't know what tournament's even going on right now, but everyone is just discussing this kid. And here, I'm going to mute it so you can watch it if you're watching on YouTube. I don't want to play it just because it's not great sound. He's just murdering it. I have no idea who he is. That's what you want to talk about. If you want to talk about and sound smart about tennis, is to say Alcaraz. He's the future of tennis. Look at him. Very impressive. Damn. I'm just mesmerized by this. Wow, he's good. And he knows he's good. 18-year-old. I think he's Spanish. Who's to say? I'll look it up when it's time for a major, which should be coming soon. There are rumors swirling that Tiger Woods is going to play in the Masters. He had some health issues, of course. The week of April 4th. Next week, man. Next week. I think he's going to play. It's just too much money involved. It's too much fun. Big news in the world of sports reporting and sports journalism, Big J journalism. ESPN has signed multi-year deals with its two biggest reporters. That would be Adam Schefter and Adrian Wojnarowski. The Woj bombs and the Shefty bombs will continue. There were a lot of rumors about Adam Schefter perhaps going to a sports book, which would have just pissed everybody off because then he reports stuff and he can manipulate lines and can manipulate how people bet. He has the most important information to sports gambling in the world right now, but I think he's one of the first people to get ESPN to understand that talent is more important than like business style now, especially in this particular business. And I'm sure he put their feet to the fire. I'm not 100% sure what the negotiations were like, obviously, but I imagine he went on Barstool Sports. I knew he was flirting with like FanDuel and whatnot, and I'm sure he drove up the price. I'm pretty sure Barstool was going after him, which would have been it would have been juicy. Would have been super interesting. Alex Smith talking yesterday discussed how all of the front office bullshit that's happening in Washington did impact the play on the field. He said, quote, I mean, how could it not? Just the entire organization, from ownership down, head coach and GM, it's a lot of, there's historically been a lot of drama there. That's putting it lightly. And this is really fun. I love this fun fact. A congressional investigation has found that perhaps the Washington Commanders football team is not on the up and up. This is from Front Office Sports. Quote from the tweet. I guess I could bring the tweet up. There's no reason not to bring the tweet up. We're on the internet.com. Congressional investigators have received info that the Commanders and owner Dan Snyder kept, quote, 2 books to paint different pictures of team finances. Another word for that is fraud. Congress, I love that. That's from The Office, you guys. The real ones will recognize that. Congress will now expand its probe into the team's toxic workplace to include finances. It's one thing to sexually assault and harass women. It's another thing to bullshit people on money. Which that's just where we are in America right now, I guess. So if they've been lying about money, that's bad, okay? People you cannot fuck with people's money. That is a no-no. So now Congress is looking into that. Ooh, yikes. Speaking of looking into money, Jerry Jones has a love child, and now she's pissed that her mom only settled for $3 million, and she says, $3 million, and now she wants $20 million for her silence, and she's broken her silence. Jerry Jones has paid $3 million to the woman who says she is his biological daughter, including full tuition at SMU, $70,000 Range Rover for her 16th birthday, and her mother, according to a lawyer from Little Rock, Arkansas, who delivered payments on behalf of the Dallas Cowboys. Wow, this is good, juicy shit. On numerous occasions, I have made payments on behalf of Mr. Jones to Cindy and Alex Davis, a longtime friend of the Jones. Jack said he struck an agreement, etc., etc. This is incredible. In the 90s for this girl who was his biological daughter, Jerry Jones, man. We have to be 0% surprised about this, right? I mean, that was in the 90s. They've just been able to keep it quiet. He's such a tycoon. He's such a scary person, man. He is so scary. Moving on to hockey, races are heating up. There's not a lot of interesting races happening in the NHL right now. Perhaps some in the Western Conference, but Austin Matthews for the Toronto Maple Leafs becomes the 4th Maple Leaf ever to score 50 goals. 50 goals for the Leafs. Austin Matthews, one of the best players on the planet. Probably the best player on the planet right now. Connor McDavid is the most talented player on the planet. But the Oilers are, what they are. The Philadelphia 76ers appear to be falling apart a little bit. They lose on the road to the Pistons by 8. I don't know. None of this matters. The playoffs are the only thing that matters. Getting healthy is more important. As we look at the standings, the Sixers are in 4th place. They're 2.5 games back of first place. Essentially, the Bucks, Celtics, Heat, and Sixers are all right there. The Bulls are a little bit further back. Right now, it would be Sixers versus Bulls. Heat versus Nets. Bucks and Cavs and Celtics and Raptors in the Eastern Conference. In the Western Conference, the Suns are significantly better than everybody else. Then there's an enormous gap in the Grizzlies. Then there's an enormous gap in the Mavericks. And then the Warriors, Jazz, Nuggets, T-Wolves, and then an enormous gap in the Clippers, and then a big gap in the Pelicans and Spurs. The Lakers are in 11th place in the conference. Oh, my God. Wow. It's actually kind of funny. I have for a long time been saying that LeBron is getting much closer to Michael status. This is rough. This is not going to help my argument that he's closer than he appears. Not a great look for our friend, LeBron James. So, see him? There they are. Lakers. You look on your screen right there. There they are. Yiggity yikes. Let's check in with NFL draft, see if anything moved. It appears the consensus thinking is that Aiden Hutchinson will go first overall, to the point now where it's almost not even worth betting. But there are season awards and win totals up. Oh my God. We should talk about those before the draft. The odds-on favorite to go first overall is Aiden Hutchinson at minus 250. There he is. Let's look at who's the number 2 overall pick. Aiden Hutchinson is the favorite there. That just means that if he doesn't go first overall, they're like, well, he's going to be the best player on the board, so he'll go second overall, and the Lions will take him. The really hot, weird names to watch right now are Malik Willis and Kyle Hamilton. Kayvon Thibodeau was the odds-on favorite to go first overall for a long time if you could find it during the regular season, but I like these other quarterbacks. Sam Howell and Matt Corral are plus 10,000. They're quarterbacks. Bet on quarterbacks in the top 5. Just do it. Or it will actually in the top 10 to 12. Just do it. Just blindly bet on quarterbacks to go as highly as possible. Just like take $100 and just bet on them because they're going to go. They always go. This is a quarterback sport. And there are so many teams with multiple picks, right? And that's the thing. You're not going to get in trouble by your fan base or by your franchise if you use one of multiple picks in the first round on a quarterback, because then you can be like, yeah, we're building for the future. And then, oh, yeah, we got this other first-round pick. You could do that. A lot of the teams that have first-round picks don't, quote-unquote, need multiple first-round picks. They don't need a quarterback. But, I mean, still. Like, the Eagles have 3 first-round picks and a quarterback on a rookie deal who's kind of okay. Bet on the Eagles to take a quarterback. Bet on the Giants to take a quarterback. Bet on the Lions to take a quarterback. So obvious to me. But maybe I'm smoking crack. Okay, next time we talk, we will be previewing the NCAA College Basketball National Championship. And it will be North Carolina versus Villanova. The most lame outcome for the country. No one will care because Duke, North Carolina is going to overshadow everything. It's just going to happen that way. Like, rate, review, subscribe, find me on YouTube. Again, you can watch my ugly mug, I think, and you can see all these clips I'm talking about if you watch on Spotify. I think Spotify does that. Yeah, I think so. You can check and let me know. Yeah, let me know. I'll even put a poll. I'll put a poll on Spotify, and I'll put a prompt, like a Reddit thread. There'll be like a Reddit thread on Spotify where you can get mad at me for my sports takes. Okay, bye.